Hello, everyone. It has been a while, hasn't it? I'm sorry about that. I just didn't really get around to it. I did do some other stuff you may have noticed. I posted two songs on YouTube, not in this particular list, but on YouTube themselves. Actually, I may post them in this list as well, just because this was about to be about random stuff, and two songs are pretty random, so I'll just post them on here as well. So you'll see them coming pretty soon. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I haven't been keeping up with this one. I've done some actual creating, and that's pretty cool, right? So yeah, other than that, I am sorry for taking so long because I did tell you I was gonna be doing this every week, and clearly I didn't. So sorry. Um, But yeah, we're back. I'm back. And I just want to have a little fun with y'all about language. Now, I think I did a post before on here about why I like English as much as I do, right? Little summary. When I was younger, I loved to express myself in writing. I would make poems, songs, short stories, and all that. And when I wrote them down, the teachers and grown-ups would love them, but I would get them back with big red stripes through them because there were so many spelling errors. And that was before we knew about the different types of dyslexia. So I just figured, apparently, I am not allowed to make this many spelling mistakes in my own language. So if I want to express myself without having to feel shame about my writing, I'm gonna need to learn another language. And the one language that surrounded me was English. We have the songs, we have the movies, the TV series, the cartoons, they were all in English. So I figured, you know what, apparently that surrounds me, so I'm just gonna teach myself how to be pretty fluent at that language, and then I can write my stuff that way. Because it's not my first language, so I'm allowed to make spelling mistakes if it's another language. And that's how it kind of happened to be that I am pretty much as good as English as I am in Dutch. In fact, I prefer to express myself in this language. I think in this language half the time. It has come to that point. I don't always. I still think in Dutch a lot as well, but yeah, a lot of my thinking is now in English. So that should tell you something, right? But here's the thing. English and Dutch are so completely different. The entire setup of the language is different and everything. And it's just fun to have a few things just laid out for everyone why it is so different and how it can actually be pretty confusing. For instance, our animals make very different noises. Like your cows go moo, right? What else they go boo? They actually say boo. And that may sound very unkind, but they do. Weirdly enough, it sounds the exact same way when they actually do it. But, just like our mice don't go squeak, they go peep. Different, right? So yeah, that's just some funny stuff, but it is weird to kind of realize how the sounds, the way we explain the sounds that animals make, is so different from language to language. When clearly they all make the same sounds. So that's just a fun little side note. Something a little more serious though is telling time. It's not that different, but there is one thing that happened to me many, many years ago. That is something to pay attention to. If you are a native English speaker and you want to meet up with a native Dutch speaker. In Holland, when we say let's meet at 9:30. We mean half to 9. We basically mean 8:30. When you say 9:30, you mean half past 9, right? So that is an hour difference right there. And if you don't know that, you are gonna have one pissed off Dutch person on your head. Because you know how most Dutch people are pretty, like, they think that being on time is a pretty big deal. I'm pretty much the exception to the rule because I'm usually not all that on time, to be honest. I'm usually right on time or 5 to 10 minutes later. But even I think an hour late is long. But I had this meeting with someone. We're just gonna meet up for drinks, and he actually said, "Hey, you know what? You want to meet at 11:30?" So I left home early. I figured, you know what? Let's not be late for a change. Let's actually try to be on time. Let's make an effort. I like this guy. We get along well. He's a good friend of mine. So let's just go do that. So I leave home and I am there at 10:30 sharp. Actually on time. I was very proud of myself. And I was sitting there and thinking, okay, well, I'm okay with him being a little late, right? He said half 11, so it's 10:30, so he should be here. And then it was 15 minutes, and then it was half an hour, and it was 45 minutes, and there he came walking casually. And now here's my luck. I am a pretty open-minded person. I don't judge easily. So I'm like, hey, I've been here for a while. Where have you been? He said, what do you mean, where have I been? I'm early. I'm like 15 minutes early. And I'm sitting there, what do you mean you're 15 minutes early? He said, well, we said 11:30. And it's now 15 past 11, so I'm actually early. Oh, fuck, that's right. Y'all thinking half past, and we thinking half two. So we just laughed about that and had a good time. And well, I got to spend 45 minutes with a nice little drink in the sun because that'll happen in Spain. So I was good anyway. But it's that little thing. If relationships can get ruined over that little thing if you happen to be a judgmental person, right? So that's just a fun thing to keep in mind. If you're ever going on a date with a Dutch person, make sure you're on the same page as that goes. Because the whole half 9, half 10, half 11 thing, that is actually a way that we tell time. It is not something that we use to describe time. It is actually our way of communicating time regularly, right? We don't say 8:30, we say half 9. So for a Dutch person, it does need that conscious translation into your way of thinking in order to get that. So make sure that you do that clearly. But that's just a little thing. Let's see, is there any other funny things? Oh yes, numbers. Numbers are great. I love the way y'all count. I mean, I know there's something weird about it, and I guess us Dutch folks just decided to keep it easy when it really isn't. Let me tell you what I mean. Okay, no, it's a computer. Let me tell you what I mean, right? When you count like from 1 to 10, and then you say 11, 13, 14, 15. Basically, 4 and 10, 5 and 10, 6 and 10, and all that, right? And then when you get to the 20, you say 21, 22. So you switch it up. And that may sound difficult, but it actually makes way more sense because at least from the 20s and up, you pronounce it in the way that you write it. The first number you pronounce first, and then the second one, like 23, 34, right? And that makes it so much easier. I am so jealous of the way y'all do that. I mean, us Dutch folks, we figured, you know what, we say 11, 13, 14, 15, And we're just going to keep that up. We're just going to have the second number first for the entirety of the rest of the numbers. We say 3 and 20 instead of 23. We said 4 and 30 instead of 34. It is exhausting. I mean, I get that it makes sense on like a continuity thing, but it is so difficult. I, to this day, hate it. I so dislike the way we count in Dutch because it just feels counterintuitive to me. It makes more sense to say 23 than 3 and 20. So in my mind, when someone tells me numbers, I'm always converting them to English first because then at least I know what they mean. And I'm not good with numbers. I have this calculus thing where like numbers don't make sense to me. I can't hold on to numbers. They're like a concept that's floating out there, and I just can't seem to grasp it. So for it to be like the other way around, it just feels counterintuitive. So I love the way y'all count. And yeah, just that. One last thing is the alphabet. If you want to see a young Dutch child get confused right after they learn the Dutch alphabet, you want to tell them how the English alphabet goes. Because it's the exact same letters, right? I mean the exact same, but the way we pronounce it is so difficult and so different from the way you do. Like what you would call the letter E. When in Holland we say E, we mean the I. And what you would call the letter A, when we say A, we mean E. We actually mean E. Can you imagine the confusion in a child's world when they figure that out? Let me just, okay, see, again, letters and rules and stuff, same thing, it's way too abstract for me, I can't really grasp on. So I'm just going to do the alphabet in Dutch so y'all can hear the difference. So y'all just say the alphabet along with me in your own minds, in your own language, and you'll hear what I mean, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we're at G now, right? H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. So that's P. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. You'll say W. X, A, Z. See how different it is? There's only a few of those that are the same, and the rest of them just sound completely different. When you say A, B, C, D, E, we say A, B, C, D, A. See why that A sounds just shifts completely. So watch a child do this. It's amazing. It's one of the funniest things you'll ever see. But yeah, language is one of the most amazing things, man. And I just have so much fun with it. Even like little words. Like one word can mean a completely different thing in our language. You know that also hark to herald angels sing, right? It's like look at the amazing angels sing or something like that. Our word for hark, an actual hark in Dutch, is a tool, and a tool is a rake. So when y'all say hark, the herald angels sing, if I would go literal, I would see a bunch of angels raking the yard. That's just a very odd thing. But that shit can happen. So you know what? I just love this language stuff, and I love how easy it comes for me to do both. so that I can have some fun with this. But I can imagine how difficult it is for people who are not like this, who have to figure it all out from school rules and grammar rules and all that bullshit. It is difficult. Not to me and not to people who learned how to speak English in the natural way. But if you have to learn it through rules, oh man, that has got to be one of the most difficult things. I'm so glad I didn't have to do that. Because I just wouldn't be able to be honest. Anyway, that is it for now. I hope y'all had some fun. And thank you, Chris, who actually inspired me to do this little video. He's a friend of mine from way back when. And yeah, we just had some fun with the word paprika many years ago. I don't know if he remembers that, but paprika, where you're from, is a spice, right? And it is as well where we're from. But a paprika is what you would call a bell pepper. That's something to wrap your mind around. So, I'll just leave you with that. Anyway, thank you, Chris, for inspiring this one. And to everyone, I hope y'all have a great day, have a great time, and I'll see you in the next video. And sorry for the little pop-up sounds. Every now and then the Facebook thing just shows up and makes noise. I hope it didn't get too annoying. It did to me, but I don't feel like doing this whole thing over again because I kind of like the way the rest went. So we're just gonna have to deal, and I will see you in the next video. And I will post those two songs, obviously. They are not perfect. They are just me recording straight away after I wrote the songs. But they are kind of fun, and I did write them myself, so they're worth sharing. I will post them soon, and until then, see y'all next time. Bye.